I put together a list of the top 7 most dangerous red flag phrases a man will use before breaking up with a woman. And if you watch to the end, I'll show you the number one reason why a man will end a relationship in the first place that 99% of women have no clue about. Here's a hint. It happens when a man feels a very specific emotion that he will typically only feel right before he breaks up. I discovered this because it was exactly what happened for me before I started pulling away from my first long-term girlfriend before I met my wife for over 10 years now, Antia. Also, the third red flag phrase is something you would never expect that's only 6 words long. The 7th red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up is "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." When a man says this, he is typically making a distinction between his feelings of platonic love and not of romantic love for you. So what is platonic love? So platonic love is often involving an emotional connection, strong emotional closeness based on mutual respect, care, and admiration. It is also friendship-based. Typically, it only occurs within close friendships or family relationships. Unconditional support. It involves genuine care and concern for the other person's well-being and is often selfless. No physical intimacy. The relationship is not centered or does not involve strong physical or sexual attraction. Mutual trust. It's built on trust, understanding, and open communication. Respect for boundaries. It recognizes and respects each other's emotional and personal boundaries. And intellectual and emotional connection. It's based on shared values, interest, and emotional compatibility. And so what is romantic love then? So romantic love is emotional and physical attraction. It involves deep emotional connection combined with physical desire. Passion and intimacy. It is often characterized by chemistry, longing, and a desire for closeness. Exclusive bond. It typically involves exclusivity with a focus on one special person. Sexual intimacy. Romantic love often involves a sexual component, though it is not always necessary. And desire for partnership, a strong desire to build a life together, including emotional and physical union. And commitment, it often involves a sense of long-term commitment and dedication to the other partner. Idealization of the other partner, seeing the partner in a special or elevated light, often attributing unique qualities to them. And lastly, desire for deep connection, a longing to connect on an emotional, intellectual, and physical level. In other words, if he says he's not in love, it's often because he sees your relationship at best as just friends or even just roommates. So now the 6th red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up is "I don't think I can give you what you need." When a man says this, it often reflects his feelings of insecurity or a realization that he's not emotionally or mentally capable of meeting your desires. It can also be his way to soften the breakup by taking responsibility for the disconnect. Other reasons why he could say this to you would be feelings of inadequacy. He may believe he's unable to meet your emotional or physical needs in the relationship. A fear of commitment. He might feel overwhelmed by the level of commitment or expectations in the relationship and doubts his ability to fulfill them. Self-awareness. He may recognize that he's not emotionally or mentally in a place to offer support or love that you need. Regret. It could be his attempt to soften the breakup by taking responsibility or showing that he doesn't want to hurt you. Avoidance of conflict. He may be using this as a way to avoid deeper discussions about the real reasons for the breakup, deflecting the focus from specific issues. And uncertainty about his feelings. If he's unsure about his emotions or long-term compatibility between the two of you, this might be his way of acknowledging the gap between what he can offer and what he thinks you deserve. And lastly, it's a way to lessen the pain potentially. He might believe this phrasing will make the breakup less painful by framing it as something he lacks rather than something wrong with the relationship or with you. He may actually also just believe that he can't be the man that he feels that you desire and need. Now, the 5th red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up is "I feel like I'm losing myself in our relationship." He could say this when he feels overwhelmed or consumed by the relationship, leading to a loss of his own identity, independence, or personal interests. This can signal a need for more balance and personal space to maintain a sense of self. Other reasons why he could say this could be he feels the relationship demands too much of his time and energy, leaving little room for personal interests. Or he feels pressure to conform to expectations or roles that don't align with his true self. The relationship dynamic may be imbalanced, with his needs or boundaries being neglected, and he feels that emotionally or mentally he is drained, struggling to maintain his individuality in your connection. He may be losing sight of his personal goals or ambitions due to the relationship's focus, or the relationship might be moving too fast for his comfort or emotional readiness, or he feels a lack of autonomy and decision-making power in the relationship. In other words, the relationship has started to feel more like codependence to him rather than a healthy interdependence. Now, the fourth red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up is, "Things just don't feel the same way that they used to." A man might say this because he feels that the emotional connection or chemistry in the relationship has shifted, making him unsure about the future. This statement often reflects a change in how he perceives the relationship dynamics, leading to feelings of dissatisfaction or disconnection. Other reasons why he could say this could be emotional distance. He may feel that the emotional closeness has faded over time. Lack of excitement. The initial spark or passion might have diminished. Unmet expectations. His expectations for the relationship may no longer align with reality. Routine and boredom. The relationship might feel stagnant without growth or excitement. Communication breakdown. He could sense that the quality of conversations or connection has weakened. Personal growth. He may have changed or grown in ways that make the relationship feel incompatible to him. Feeling unappreciated. He might feel taken for granted or less valued or respected in the relationship than he used to. Or conflicting priorities. His life goals or values may no longer align with the relationship. He could also feel an attraction shift. His feelings of attraction could have decreased, making the relationship feel less fulfilling to him. Or unresolved issues. He may feel the lingering conflicts or unresolved problems between the two of you might have damaged the foundation of your relationship. An important aspect of getting him to feel the strong feelings that he may have felt for you in the beginning is to learn magnetic feminine polarity and magnetic feminine communication. Once you fully understand these concepts, how to use them, and the specific words to say to a man, you can have him feeling intense and long-lasting feelings of passion, love, and even obsession for you. To discover that, I'd highly recommend also taking our free Magnetize Your Man quiz by clicking the special link in the description or comments below this video, or going to our website, magnetizeyourman.com. The third red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up is, "I don't want to hurt you." A man might say this because he anticipates that the breakup will cause pain and he is trying to soften the blow. He may feel great concern for your feelings as he tries to justify his decision while minimizing the emotional damage. Other reasons why he could say this could be avoiding confrontation. He wants to prevent a difficult or emotional confrontation. Caring for your well-being. He still cares for you and he doesn't want to see you suffer from the breakup. Easing his own conscience. He may be trying to lessen his own feelings of shame by appearing considerate. Fear of emotional reaction. He's afraid of how you'll react emotionally and wants to cushion the impact. Desire to end things amicably. He wants the breakup to be as peaceful and respectful as possible. Softening the rejection. He's trying to reduce the feeling of rejection by focusing on your feelings. Concern about long-term effects. He may be worried about how the breakup will affect your life and emotions in the long term. Avoiding responsibility. He may be using the phrase to distance himself from the responsibility of ending the relationship. Or wanting to maintain friendship. He may hope to preserve some form of relationship or friendship with you after the breakup. In short, he could simply be trying to protect you from himself. The second red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up. Try saying that 7 times. Red flag phrase. "I need to focus on my spiritual journey." A man might say this as a way to express that his personal growth and inner development have become a priority, making it difficult for him to stay committed to the relationship. This can show his desire to focus on his self-discovery and that he feels the relationship is not aligned with his current path. Other reasons why he could say this: incompatibility with his spiritual goals. He could feel that the relationship is not aligned with his spiritual aspirations or values any longer. Need for solitude. He might believe that personal growth requires being alone and without distractions from a relationship. Shift in priorities. His focus on spiritual or personal matters may have overtaken his interest in maintaining a romantic connection with you. Seeking deeper meaning. He could be searching for a deeper sense of purpose or fulfillment that he feels the relationship doesn't provide for him. Feeling conflicted. He might feel torn between his spiritual path and the relationship, and this is his way of resolving that inner conflict. Overwhelmed from balancing both. Managing both a relationship and his personal growth journey may feel overwhelming to him. Desire to remove external influences. He may think that the relationship can complicate or distract from his goals in general. Feeling ungrounded. It might be a way for him to regain balance or clarity, which he feels is lacking in the relationship. In other words, he feels that other things are simply more important to him in his life right now, and unfortunately, he's made you an option and not a priority. The first red flag phrase he'll use before breaking up is, "You deserve better." A man might say this because he feels inadequate or believes he cannot meet your needs in the relationship. This shows he believes you would be happier or more fulfilled with someone else who can give you what he feels he can't. Other reasons why he could say this: feelings of inadequacy. He may believe he's not good enough for you or cannot provide what you need. Low self-esteem. His own self-worth might be low, making him think, due to his insecurities, that you deserve someone better than him. Avoiding conflict. He may use this phrase to soften the breakup, avoiding a deeper discussion about his own issues or actions. Lack of commitment. He might feel unable or unwilling to commit fully, believing you deserve someone more invested. Recognizing unmet needs. He may recognize that the relationship is not fulfilling your emotional or practical needs. Desire to shift responsibility. He could be trying to make the breakup seem like it's in your best interest, shifting the responsibility away from himself. Fear of hurting you further. He may feel that staying in the relationship would cause you more pain in the long run. Or comparing himself to others. He might believe other men could treat you better or offer more than he can, financially, emotionally, physically, intellectually, etc. Or ending things on a kind note. He might genuinely care for you and want to end the relationship in a way that affirms your value, even though he's leaving. In other words, he wants to set you free to pursue what he feels will make you happier long term. Now, the number one reason why a man often ends a relationship in the first place, and that is guilt. Guilt, as you can see, can be a major factor that can cause a man to break up with a woman because he feels he's not living up to her expectations or giving her the love and attention she deserves. This overwhelming sense of inadequacy or failure can lead him to believe that staying in the relationship would only hurt her and thereby also himself more. As a result, he may choose to end things, thinking that setting her free will alleviate both his guilt and her potential unhappiness. Hope this was helpful. Much love, take care, and I'll talk to you again very soon.